And I promise you, I will fight as hard for those who did not support me as for those who did.
Right now at 5, Joe Biden promises to work for all Americans as he becomes the country's 46th president of the United States. Good evening to you on this historic day in America. I'm Stefan Dingle.
And I'm Jennifer Bayless. The new president took the oath of office just before noon today.
That's right. And as Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill, President Joe Biden called for unity just moments after being sworn in. Natalie, thank you. The executive actions will reverse many of the former President Trump's policies. We'll take a closer look at each of the orders coming up in just a few minutes. And that security was comprised of National Guardsmen and law enforcement across Kentucky and Indiana, including dozens of Kentucky state troopers. This year, 44 troopers are in D.C. 2 troopers from each of KSP's 15 posts were assigned to the detail. For the last presidential inauguration, former KSP Commissioner Rick Sanders selected 50, and he went with them, helping to provide security along the presidential motorcade route along Pennsylvania Avenue. In other news tonight, the number of cars stolen in Louisville reached a 10-year high in 2020. LMPD recorded more than 4,600 motor vehicle thefts last year, and thieves hit in nearly every zip code here in the metro. Our Mark Vanderhoff takes a closer look at this trend and what police are doing to reverse it. Turning now to the coronavirus, today Governor Andy Beshear announced more than 3,400 new coronavirus cases here in the Commonwealth. That brings the total number to more than 334,000. 49 new deaths now brings the death toll to more than 3,200 overall. The positivity rate, it sits at about 11.29%, which is the 5th straight day of being under 12%. Well, prominent voices in Louisville's black community were publicly vaccinated today as a way to show that it is safe. The event was hosted at the Louisville Urban League, and President Sadiqa Reynolds was one of the first to get the shot. She says her concerns, like other minorities, stem from a long history of black distrust in medicine. But she admits gathering with local health officials and informing the public about the vaccine safety is a step forward in alleviating the community's fears. Well, today, JCPS winter sports were allowed to hold practices for the first time this year. This follows a decision by the district's Board of Education just last night. The KHSAA previously allowed winter sports to begin practicing back in mid-December, but JCPS did not follow suit, citing COVID-19 concerns. Last night's decision gives JCPS basketball program 6 weeks of regular season games before district tournaments begin.
Another very nice day. Let's get our first check of weather. Nice as in sunny day.
Right. It was a little windy, though, but I'll take sunshine any day, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. This time of year, you better believe it.
President Biden also pledged 100 million coronavirus vaccinations within his first 100 days in office. His plan calls for ramping up the vaccine supply, working with states and cities to open new vaccination centers, as well as training volunteers to administer the shots. California health officials say a new variant of the virus may be what's driving the surge there. 5 vaccination supercenters opened in Southern California, but there's concern that they will soon run out of those shots. New York City has vaccinated at least 500,000 people, but is also running low on vaccines.
For tomorrow, looking pretty good.
Listen, all I know is that Mother Nature cannot get it together. We get the big system, but then it's warm. Then when it's cold, we have no precipitation.
You know,
that's the snow, man.
That's what happens when a storm track is right across the Ohio Valley. You never get the big snow. It's always north.
All right, thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
That's right. The pandemic has changed a lot about this tax season, and it could mean more dollars in your pocket if you filed correctly. Our Drew Gardner takes a closer look at how you can make the most of this year's return. Well, listen to this sweet story. A couple in northern Kentucky got their shot of the COVID vaccine, but it was used to celebrate a major milestone. In other news tonight, federal and local authorities announced what they call the largest drug seizure in the history of Owensboro. Take a look. 5 men accused of being part of a drug trafficking organization were charged in federal court. During the traffic stop, 151 pounds of meth was seized along with fentanyl-laced pills. Rivers spent his first 16 seasons with the San Diego/Los Angeles Chargers. Rivers finishes his career ranked among the league's top 5 in career completions, career yards passing, and career touchdowns. Well, tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, U of L women's basketball will host Syracuse. Well, General Motors and Microsoft are teaming up to accelerate a rollout of electric driverless cars. And I'm Stefan Dingle. The man and his two daughters were shot Tuesday near the Rubbertown neighborhood, but only one of the girls survived. New at 5, a psychiatrist told the judge today that a Louisville man accused of raping an 8-year-old girl is competent to stand trial. Kane Madden is accused of robbing and raping the girl in the California neighborhood back in August of 2019. The psychiatrist also told the court Madden has learned to manipulate the system. His lawyer argued the case should be dismissed because Madden was found incompetent within the past year in a different criminal case. Well, 4 Louisville men were arrested after a chase in southern Indiana overnight. A state trooper pulled over a car on I-65 in Bartholomew County that he says was traveling over 100 miles an hour. ISP says during the stop, the driver pulled back onto the highway, hitting an officer. Officials say shots were fired and guns were thrown from the suspect's car. Eventually, the car did stop just south of Seymour. All 4 people inside were arrested. You see him here. One of the guns was reported stolen out of Louisville. The ISP trooper who was hit was treated for minor injuries. A bill designed to change the pension plan for future Kentucky teachers passed out of the House today. House Bill 258 would create a new hybrid retirement system for teachers who join the school system beginning in January of 2022. The plan includes foundational and supplemental benefits. Jefferson County Teachers Association President Brent McKim testified about the interaction between his organization and the lawmakers crafting the bill. Now to the fight against the coronavirus. Today, Governor Andy Beshear announces 2,500 new COVID cases here in the Commonwealth. 58 more Kentuckians died, raising the death toll to more than 3,900. Well, a championship-winning high school coach is now locked into a battle that's bigger than football. Well, today, Indiana surpassed 11,000 deaths after an audit revealed more COVID-related fatalities than previously reported. The audit found nearly 1,500 more deaths, to be exact. That includes an additional 37 from today.
And it is a rainy evening.
That's right. Jay Cardosi joining us now. And Jay, you were spot on. When I went out to grab some lunch, it was raining, and then I started to feel those pellets coming down. Are we going to have some of that tonight? Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are holding a hearing about the ongoing threat of domestic terrorism. Well, right now, the nation's capital, the U.S. House, is debating on whether to remove Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from her committee assignments. This comes amid her embrace of conspiracy theories, including QAnon. The representative from Georgia has questioned whether school shootings at Parkland and Sandy Hook were staged and claims there's no evidence that a plane hit the Pentagon on 9/11.
Well, let's just stay in this weekend and watch football.
Thank you.
I mean, we had the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
So...
One weekend at a time, Jay.
The snacks, the wings, you better believe it.
Forget about the cold. All right, thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
Well, the pandemic is pausing many Super Bowl parties this year, but the game plan for most Americans, including Jay, still includes plenty of eating. Coming up, we'll take a look at the top snacks. Well, tens of thousands of football fans usually flock to the interactive Super Bowl experience. Well, the Super Bowl isn't just for football, as you know. Eating during the Super Bowl showdown has become its own national pastime. While the federal health officials are warning against Super Bowl parties, some 186 million Americans will still be watching. Frito-Lay is anticipating a 21% increase in snacking over last year's Super Bowl Sunday. They are producing 70 million pounds of snacks this week alone. Loving their energy. Congrats, ladies. Healthcare workers from Cincinnati are headed to the Super Bowl this Sunday. The nurses are 4 of almost 7,500 vaccinated frontline healthcare workers that will attend the big game with free tickets and game day experiences directly from the NFL. Registered nurse Beth Day is one of them. She's been working there at Tri-Health for more than 10 years and is known for her tireless work and commitment to helping others. Well, most Americans are desperate to get their shot of the COVID vaccine, and scammers are fully aware.